Prime Minister Modi is a very camera-friendly Prime Minister and enjoys a very congenial reputation with everybody wherever he goes. As you can see, he is also flanked by monks who are requesting him for photographs. And certainly a very joyous moment for the priests and the monks at the temple. As you can see, they are also enjoying photographs with the Indian Prime Minister. Certainly a roaring welcome at the Muktinath Temple as he makes an exit. The locals, the officials and the media are extremely thrilled to see the Indian Prime Minister. And what you can see are visuals of Prime Minister Modi posing for a photograph with the monks and the priests at the Muktinath Temple as he prepares to head to Pashupatinath Temple now in Kathmandu. And we will continue to track PM Modi's visit in Nepal, which of course is a very talked about and integral visit for India-Nepal ties, and it will be now after Muktinath Temple that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be headed towards the Pashupatinath Temple, where we just showed you visuals of the grand preparations and how thrilled everyone is. There's of course tremendous excitement in anticipation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit. And there you see Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He is always fond of instruments, musical instruments, and he's taken to one at the Muktinath Temple as well. Yesterday he also joined the puja in one of the temples where he was part of the aarti, and today we see him beating the drums outside the Muktinath Temple. These will be memorable and historic visuals for India and Nepal. Certainly a moment that India and Nepal will carry for history. As you can see, the locals along with the local administration and the priests and monks are extremely thrilled to meet the Indian Prime Minister. And I am also joined in by our correspondent Siddhant Sibbal, who is joining us live from Pashupatinath Temple, the next stop for Indian Prime Minister, because it will be after he leaves Muktinath Temple that he will be headed to Pashupatinath Temple. And what we can see are live visuals streamed from Kathmandu. Let's quickly go across to Siddhant. Siddhant, some extremely exciting visuals coming there from Pashupatinath Temple. We can witness some grand preparations being made. Run us through all these preparations. We can see there's a lot of, there's fire, and I can see some incense is being burned. Run us through the visuals, please.
Well, grand will be an understatement here, because the atmosphere here is festival-like. It's a festive atmosphere, and a lot of people have arrived here, and of course puja and archana are continuing outside. And this is just the outside portion of the temple of Pashupatinath, and you are not allowed to go inside or either film inside, so we can't actually beam images from inside. But these are images from the outside, and from the outside you can guess what's happening inside. Inside, of course, other massive celebrations which are happening in this historic temple, in this very ancient temple, a temple on which a lot of people, a lot of Hindus have faith on. And of course, today is Saturday, so more crowd is present here right now. More people are present here, and of course, the temple is open till only 1 o'clock. So that's why more and more people have come here to visit this temple. And if you have been to Kathmandu and you haven't visited this temple, then you perhaps haven't visited Kathmandu, because this temple is something that Kathmandu is famous for. It's world famous for.
Right, and it's very important to mention that, you know, one of the major festivals of this temple is the Mahashivratri, on which, this is a day when over 800,000 devotees visit every year close to. And this was also, this temple was also inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage Sites list in 1979, so it's a world famous heritage site as well. And as we can tell our viewers now, that the Pashupatinath Temple, it's located on the banks of the Bagmati River, approximately 5 kilometers northeast of Kathmandu. And the temple also serves as the seat of Nepal's national deity, Lord Pashupati. So it's very important to establish the significance and the importance, the religious significance of this temple, Siddhant.
Well, you have to be here to understand the fact that this temple is not only ancient, but it's a temple of immense faith for not lakhs but crores and crores of people. You talked about Mahashivratri. Well, today it's all jam-packed. So many devotees are present here. It's almost commotion to the point, but it's all about faith also. And imagine what's going to happen on Mahashivratri day. It's a temple which is of immense significance, as you mentioned, national deity of Nepal. So clearly, this is a temple that holds a lot of significance, and the visit of the Indian Prime Minister is only going to re-emphasize that India-Nepal connect, the faith connect, faith diplomacy. The second visit by the Indian Prime Minister to this historic temple, a temple of immense value, immense significance, a temple where lots of people come to pray, hoping all their problems will be solved, because faith is something that drives not only Nepal but rest of the world, and of course faith is really important in South Asia. But where I am standing, I can get a panoramic view of the entire temple, and the Prime Minister will be going inside the Sanctum Sanctorum, which of course we really are not allowed to go, because no visuals are allowed, as always in places such as these. And now you can say that the fact that there are of course incense being lightened up, and this entire atmosphere is right now charged up, primarily because today is perhaps Saturday, and that is why a lot of people have come here to pray to the God, to pray to the holy deity, to pray to Shiva. And that is why this place matters a lot to the people of not only Nepal but the people of India.
Absolutely, Siddhant. And interestingly, it is not the first time that Prime Minister Modi is visiting this. He's earlier also visited the Pashupatinath Temple, which happens to be the oldest Hindu temple in Kathmandu. It is not known for certain when Pashupatinath Temple was built, but we do know that it is the oldest temple. It is the oldest Hindu temple in Kathmandu. And according to Nepal Mahatmaya and Himatwant Khanda, the deity here gained great fame as Pashupati, the lord of all Pashus, which are living as well as non-living beings. And of course, there are many legends describing as to how the temple of Lord Alok or Pashupatinath came to existence. And Pashupatinath temple's existence dates back to close to 400 BC. So, of course, a temple of tremendous historical importance, and you can see the grand preparations that were made earlier for Prime Minister Narendra Modi at Muktinath Temple as well. Here's a comparison of both the temples, which have thrown open a grand welcome for Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That was Muktinath Temple, and what you can also see is Pashupatinath Temple. As we just told you that Prime Minister Modi has just left Muktinath Temple and he is headed towards Pashupatinath Temple in Kathmandu, which we just informed you is the oldest Hindu temple in Kathmandu. And legend suggests that the temple was erected in the 15th century by Lichavi king Shupuspa. And you can see these are extremely extravagant and grand preparations underway at the Pashupatinath Temple to welcome Indian Prime Minister. And thronging the venue are a host of devotees, Hindus, Buddhists, and of course from both the countries. Devotees visit the oldest Hindu temple in Kathmandu, that is the Pashupatinath Temple. And as our correspondent Siddhant Sibbal pointed out, that every year people gather here, especially on Mahashivratri as well, to pay their respect to the deity. And these are live visuals coming in. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is making an exit from the Muktinath Temple as he prepares to head towards the Pashupatinath Temple in Kathmandu. And we also have our correspondent Siddhant Sibbal reporting live from Pashupatinath Temple. Siddhant has been tracking very closely Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Nepal. It's a two-day visit, and Siddhant Sibbal has been closely tracking his visit. Let's quickly go across to Siddhant, who is currently at Pashupatinath Temple, awaiting Prime Minister Modi's visit at the temple. Siddhant, in how much time do we expect Prime Minister Modi to arrive? Because we do know that after Muktinath, he is now headed to Pashupatinath.
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, has left Muktinath and he will be arriving here in Pashupatinath, the most ancient and historic temple in the grand city of Kathmandu. It will take at least 1 hour. He will be coming from Muktinath to Kathmandu, and then from Kathmandu airport to this place bang in the city center by the nearby the Bagmati river. And if I can ask my camera person to show a panoramic view, this is the entire panoramic view of the Pashupatinath Temple. Grand preparations are underway before the Indian Prime Minister visits this historic place in the city of Kathmandu. And let me tell you that this is for the second time that the Prime Minister of Nepal or the Prime Minister of India is visiting this temple here in Nepal. The first time he came here was during his first bilateral visit to Nepal, an ice-breaking visit, primarily because this was after many years and decades that an Indian Prime Minister came to Nepal, and now we are seeing the third visit underway. This shows the growing closeness, which of course the Prime Minister of India re-emphasized yesterday during his Janakpur engagement, his reception there, where he said that he considers Nepal as very close to heart and he's committed to India-Nepal relationship, and that has been a focal point of the Prime Minister of India all through the two-day visit. The second day of the two-day visit has just begun. Muktinath is over. Now the focus shifts here to Pashupatinath. And how important, the role of religious, let's talk about, faith diplomacy. How has it helped in facilitating better ties for India and Nepal? Well, we are just seeing faith diplomacy at its best. First day we have already been telling how Janakpur mattered, how Janakpur was an important thing for India-Nepal ties, because that is the place where the Janki Temple is, which is considered as the birthplace of Mata Sita, and that is now connected to Lord Ram's birthplace in Ayodhya. A bus service which will go via Gorakhpur. We already have the map also, so that shows immense significance and a connect. As the Prime Minister of India has been saying that there are 3 C's: cooperation, culture and connectivity. Culture is being re-emphasized many times here in this 2-day visit, and right now here this place is the place where the next main event will take place. Pashupatinath, a temple of immense significance. We saw those visuals from Muktinath being beamed live just because the Indian Prime Minister went there for the first time. Lakhs of Hindus who had to face trouble to go there, because it's not easy to go to Muktinath. This place is quite easy, but that's difficult. So this is Pashupatinath, where the Indian Prime Minister will be shortly visiting for his second visit to this grand temple here in the heart of the capital city of Nepal, in Kathmandu.
Right. Thank you so much, Siddhant, for bringing us all those live updates from Pashupatinath Temple in Nepal. We will continue to track Prime Minister Modi's visit, and we will bring you live visuals once he arrives at the Pashupatinath Temple. For now, let's move over to some more national stories.